Happy Tuesday!
Hi, she's Chrissy.
And she's Sissy.
And we're
Chrissy&Sissy.
Happy Sunday School Day. I don't know why I'm so excited about the Sunday School lesson on today. Today's lesson is entitled Rich in Wisdom. I know you all have enjoyed the preview of this summer quarter talking about the many faces of wisdom. If you haven't watched that video, stop. Go watch that one. We'll wait.
Come on.
All right, so we're so glad that you all are tuned in today. Thank you all for subscribing, liking, sharing. Keep doing what you all do. So yes, I'm so just excited about that. So we're gonna get into the lesson. We don't want to just keep rambling on and on. I think we done both said that in our individual videos that it'd be hard not to ramble.
Yes, it's hard.
Yeah, because we just love y'all that much. Okay, yes. So rich in wisdom.
Okay, so we're just going to start like this new thing where at the beginning of the lesson, we're going to say what the tip is, just, to shout out, encourage our Sunday school teachers. Our tip for this month, which is June, is some of us will not have mega Sunday schools as far as the number of people who will show up for class. But that should not be our focus. We should prepare and study just as diligently to teach 5 students as we would to teach 100. Remember to always pray for your Sunday school class as you prepare for that. Okay, so during preparation, just stop, say a prayer, study your lessons, subject matter thoroughly. Do research and be prepared to teach. Don't let being right be your main objective, but be open-minded to entertain other perspectives as long as they are in line with the word. Our lessons should be relevant and interesting. We must be faithful to God and to the call of teaching. So teach your class as if your life depended on it.
So one tip that I'm going to add to being prepared is we use a Google Docs. You all probably don't see this. It's Google Forms. It's like the most awesome thing. I'm gonna put it to the camera. That's the Chrissy&Sissy schedule. But it's amazing because you could put for those who don't have books, you could put the lesson in there, put like a little outline, put your notes, and then put a few little questions. But our students will actually receive this, even though we're not meeting physically, but we're meeting virtually for Sunday school. They'll have access to this and, be prepared. That way, when you get to Sunday school, just in case something happens, somebody late, when we do go back to church, they'll still be prepared. It's not like they missed out on the lesson, and then you'll still have time to do your review if your church still does reviews.
Is it possible that we just, for like a template, that we just place this in the description, a link to this in the description box below, so that she'll be able to follow it? So we'll do that just for you.
We're going to do that just for you all. So in a Sunday school lesson, Rich in Wisdom. I am coming from the senior high book, and this was a great lesson. The Bible truth is gifts of wisdom. And one thing I thought about in this and how the lesson talked about how like Solomon basically was saying, in order to be successful in life, people think, oh, I need these resources, or I need the money, I need this, but it's all in wisdom. Anybody that has wisdom, that's the key to being successful in life. We're going to recognize both material and intangible benefits of godly wisdom. Talking about godly wisdom, not man wisdom. Desire to act courageously and wisely. It's not enough to just say, oh, I'm going to be, I'll be wise. Have a desire. Don't just do it because we're telling you to do it, If we want it to be in your hearts. And then practice sound judgment when pursuing life awards. So we're going to talk about a guy today in my lesson who made a very sound judgment to a situation. The Bible lesson today, like I was saying with Solomon, wisdom and knowledge are needed for a successful life. Who is the source of truth, knowledge, and understanding? Well, we know that is God. So let's dive into this lesson a little bit more.
My junior lesson, not junior high, but like the juniors. They're not primary, so they're juniors. And it's like targeting like ages 9 to 11. Mm-hmm. That's the book that I have for this quarter. And our lesson, of course, is Rich in Wisdom. Our Bible truth is the gifts of wisdom. So, our Bible basis, our lesson is coming from Proverbs chapter 8, verses 8 through 21. And I'm just going to jump right into my little notes that I took on this lesson and just tell you all my thoughts and what I got out of it. So this lesson this week, and more for the past 3 weeks, kind of like, we've been studying over in the book of Proverbs. And my original outlook on the book of Proverbs was that it was like the book of wisdom, because that's just what everybody says it is. It's just like the book of wisdom. But after studying it for myself for the past 3 weeks, I have come to it as being kind of like an instruction guide. And it's like I jumped into this week's lesson, and then we see when Lady Wisdom is speaking, and she's telling us what to do or what not to do, and I really literally envisioned a mother sitting in a chair and her baby's at her feet, and she's talking to them, and she's just going over a few things with them that she has experienced in life, and she's saying to her babies, listen, I have experienced things in this world, and I have gone through a lot of things that I thought looked good, smelled good, tasted good, and felt good to me. But as she went on, and she said that she thought that all of that made her popular, and she fit in because of what she wore, how her hair was, her earrings, her makeup flawless, wearing the stilettos, how all of this made her feel like she fit in. And she shared with them about the things that she lost because she would rather make decisions based on her possessions, what she had, rather than a wise choice about what she knew and what she could learn. Because sometimes we know right from wrong, but because of the environment and because we don't want people to frown on us, sometimes we kind of like make the decisions of our friends. Adults would say that you're making a worldly choice. But to break it down so that you can understand, making decisions because of what others make. Identifying with the world. We call it identifying with the world. Basically what that is she's sagging, he's sagging, she's fierce, so I want to sag. Or if it's a girl, I want to be fierce. I want to do this. I want to do because of what somebody else is doing. So she's talking to her babies about that. And I can really hear her saying to them, go to school, get you a good education, follow an honest career path, but above all, seek after Jesus with everything you have. Once Jesus bless you, be sure to give it back to him. And that's not like a literal thing, like God blesses you with a house and you give it back to him. It's basically saying God blesses you with a house. Don't forget that he blessed you with it. All of a sudden, you don't get up on yourself, and now all of a sudden, Wednesdays is dusting night, and Sundays we clean our carpet on Sundays, so we can't make it to service. Okay, so when we had time to sit back and we dedicated 45 minutes or an hour to God, to read the word and to pray. Now all of a sudden we have to go shopping. We have to make sure that we have our curves. We have to make sure that we do this. We have to make sure it's all about the house. So now that possession has become your God. So within the terms of speaking to children on that level, your bicycle, your Xbox, your PlayStation, these things, because you're so caught up in that, now you don't have time to study your Sunday school lesson because you're on Xbox Live with your friends talking to them. Okay? And then I would even say that it's not wrong to have those things, Being on Xbox Live with your friends and you're playing the game, that's the time that you can take that time to interject something. Hey man, what you come to church with me Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, we got this really cool Sunday school lesson. This is what I got out of my Sunday school lesson. It's your time to just like plant a little seed in your friend, because I'm sure, because I've heard my sons and I have to say, hey, who are you talking to? Because their conversation is not nothing but holding to God, and it's not even a conversation of a child.
Mm-hmm.
So just going on, and I could see as the mom tells her children, I went through these things, so I'm sharing it with you now so that you won't have to go through the things that I went through when I was your age. I'm teaching you obedience because even though my mom, my grandma, my aunt talked to me about being obedient and I chose the wrong path, so I'm sharing with you so that you won't make those decisions. And now wisdom is saying, I can see how my mom could have explained it to me a little bit better. So now that I know better, I'm going to teach you better. I'm not going to just say, don't go, don't do this. I'm going to explain to you why I don't want you to do it. Okay? So it's kind of like breaking things down and just making sure everything is on point in your life as a little one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can remember when seeking wise counsel, always remembering that it's your mom. That is my mom. So I can trust my mom. So if somebody's bothering me at school, even though my mom may overreact and she's going to go up to the school and she's going to embarrass me in front of my friends, that's my mom. So I can go to her and I can tell her about the situation. And I can say, now, mom, don't come to the school. Can you just call my teacher on the phone instead of coming up there acting out? You know, you can't say acting out to your mom. Mom, can you just call instead of coming up there? Because I just, I don't want you to embarrass me from her. Can you just like call her, or can we just have like sort of like a teachers meeting? Because I used to it. My girls would tell me something, or my son would tell me something. I'm just busting up at the school. Hey, I need to talk to this person. That was not using wisdom, okay? Because you have to as parents, we have to realize that our children really do have to go to school with these children, and some children can be really mean, okay? So you don't want that. You want your children to be in a state of mind where they can learn. Okay? And still speaking on lady wisdom and just being totally transparent, my granny used to say to me all the time, she used to say, everything that glitter is not gold, baby. Or she would say, a hard head makes a soft behind. Why? Because she was trying to say wisdom is better than any amount of money. Just because somebody say, hey, you can make this money by doing this, doing that, and it looks good and it sounds good, but she was saying wisdom is better than money. Take the time. You're like some of you may have a summer job this summer. Use wisdom in spending your money. Pay your tithe, your offering, take some, put it over to the side, save some, save some, allot yourself a certain amount of money to spend. Have Save your money so that you can have something to show for you at the end of the summer. You don't want to be able to blow your money. And then at the end of the summer, you go back to school and your friends say, hey, what you did this summer? I worked all summer. Well, what do you have for? What did you buy? You don't have anything to show for it. And it's so good to have that money saved up there using wisdom. So when things come up, youth trips, vacation, you don't have to all the time go to your mom and say, hey, mom. Go, Sissy.
So sis, you did a great job at the lesson, and basically mine talks about the same thing, being rich in wisdom and the point that she brought out. And the book of Proverbs, and I was studying that too and realizing it's a guide. It's like a how-to manual. Hey, I'm King Solomon. Solomon. The people looking at me and all the stuff that I have, let me tell you how I got it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like the perfect person to get advice from when it comes to being successful in life. Knowing that, the path of wisdom, you choose your path. You could choose to be wise, you could choose to be unwise. You could choose to seek God, you could choose not to seek God. You could choose to be obedient, you could choose to be disobedient. But here are the benefits of being wise, the richness and wisdom. People say, man could get rich by himself, but God gives them wealth. I just want to read this scripture, Proverbs 8:21, the last part of what was our Bible basis. A New Living Translation version says that those who love me inherit wealth, and I will fill their treasuries. I love how Chrissy, talked referred to like Lady Wisdom and personified wisdom, because I had to read that about 3 times to go, wait, this is wisdom talking. This is, wisdom is saying all these things, what I will do for you. Hey, like, you think this is better, or you think this is good, let me show you. Like, I just loved how Proverbs did that. The lesson brought out about a young man who had to make the decision of, he earned his trust from his parents to drive the car to and for school. And it's like, what does he have to, what Chris was saying, what does he really have to show for that? Situation came to him where they said, oh, let's skip school. You have a car that belongs to your parents, but you're supposed to be using it to go to school and do good in science and math. That way you can receive a 4-year scholarship to an institution.
Yes.
All this it's all about the path. Am I going to take the money my parents give me and just waste it? Am I going to take the car and show no remorse for it? If I drive, I'm not going to fill it up with gas. I'm just expecting to do everything. So I love what this young man did, because when he had the decision of skipping school for fun, he chose not to, because he knew the decisions today would affect the lifestyle or the life that he wanted for tomorrow. And let me show you how good wisdom is, because this may not always happen immediately, but something will always happen. What I mean that, you're going to see the benefits, or you're going to see the consequences of your actions. He chose not to skip. Okay, he may have missed all the fun, but then later he found out that one of the boys got shot that went skipping, and he was fighting for his life in the hospital. So that's when we not, sometimes you may make the right decision, young people, and you may not see the benefits. You may go, well, they still had fun, they still did this. I think about, when my quick story, when my classmates did a skip day and I chose to stay at school, did you not know those teachers, some of those teachers looked at me with respect? And I will always say today, like I brought it up last lesson, I could call on my 6th grade teacher, who was my high school counselor, because I have made an impression on her and built a trust. I know other people that have lost that trust when we were all teenagers. They want to do what they wanted to do. The biggest takeaway that I have from this lesson is, God is not a God of respect of persons. He's not going to, just like salvation is available for everybody, wisdom, this wealth of wisdom is available to all, for those that desire and want to seek wisdom. And I think that just shows the type of God that we serve. Like, anybody could ask for money, or know this lawyer, or know this doctor, but God saying, you know what, you want to be successful, you don't have to follow behind such and such people behind and sniff they behindies or whatever.
All right.
You could just seek me, and I would add everything to you. I would do that. But yes, just great lesson. All right, so we have a surprise on today. Well, not surprise, but some directives that Sissy would like to give.
Okay, so this is going to be, I am super excited. Say yay! Okay, so we're going to do like a challenge for this week. And what I want you to do is, I want you to find an adult, well, since it's Father's Day, find a male that you feel is wise, and I need for you to ask him to give you a few words of wisdom to live by. This is the directions. Use, okay? Ask male to give you a few words of wisdom to live by. And I'm going to have my words of wisdom entered in the description box below. And I'm going to pause, and I'm going to say, Happy Father's Day to my uncle, my hero, my father figure, none other than Superintendent Ronnie Bell. My father figure, to this day, I'm 50 years old, and I am still his baby. Literally, he still calls me baby girl. So I am going to enter my words of wisdom in the description box first. But I had to say Happy Father's Day, and I love you. You're the best daddy uncle in the world. Okay, so Chrissy and Sissy, what we're gonna do once you do that, I want you to enter it in the comments below. And we're gonna do Chrissy and Sissy, we're gonna do our very first giveaway. Can you say they're giving away stuff? Yes, we are. And our only requirements is that you must like this video and you must subscribe to our channel. Place your answer in the comment section below, and we will announce the winner on Thursday, July 2nd, during our sister talk. And the answer to your question is nope. You do not have to be a member of our church. We don't even have to know you. We just want you to participate, answer the questions. So fun. So I am truly excited. Looking forward to seeing who the winner is going to be.
All right. Make sure you all study this Sunday school lesson and take heed to your instructions on how you can receive our very first giveaway. And on that note, happy studying.
Happy studying. Bye now.